see more? How about part 2? Cletus Clark. Man, he's something, ain't he? Well, we had to do an interview from a distance, and we did it over the wire. A little FaceTime action, but you can still get the point of what he says. How about that tip? This is from a guy that's only been playing golf 5 years. Pretty good stuff. Well, don't let me hold you up. Let's have some more fun with Cletus Clark, part 2.
Boys start under 13.
Yeah. They don't mess around now.
Yeah. Wasn't nobody running 13-0 anything except for Skeets and Foster.
And Foster, Greg, yeah. When you go over a hurdle, what step was most important to you? Your lead leg or that trail leg hitting the ground?
Actually, the most important thing was what I did that last step before the hurdle. Because in order for me to clear the hurdle properly, I needed to take off 7.5 feet away from the hurdle in order to clear it properly. Because if I didn't, then I was going to get too close and something was going to hit. And that's not good when something hits.
Right.
So as long as I shortened that last stride and was able to get that leg up under me and drive over the hurdle, then I knew it was going to get me in a good position to come off that hurdle and sprint to the next hurdle.
That's funny you say that, because I was only able to do that maybe the first 5 hurdles. I could feel the torque in my feet pushing off. I could really feel it. And then it started to lag, and I was trying to hold on to it for the next 5 hurdles. Sometimes I held on to it about halfway, and then other times I just lost it altogether. I just lost my rhythm and came in a little slower than how I started.
Yeah, the last half of the race was always my best half of the race, because I'd get into my rhythm the first half of the race, and then by the middle of the race, I'm rolling. And the one thing about the hurdles, doesn't matter if you're lined up against a guy who's a world record holder or an Olympic gold medalist or ranked number 1 in the world. Anybody can hit a hurdle on any day and get beat.
Yeah. Or hit you.
And that was always the thing, that somebody is just one little mistake away from losing that race, and you could win on any given day.
Yeah.
And people say, well, I said it's not like the 100. If you can dominate in the 100, then 9 chances out of 10 you're gonna always win. I say, but in the hurdles, you got 10 chances to make a mistake over each hurdle.
and the people, I'm telling, I've had so many wrecks with people next to me grabbing my jersey or hitting my arm when I'm trying to pull it back, and I'm sideways when I get to the next hurdle, pretty much trying to turn my torso back around. And I'd be so mad at those guys that just hurdle wild. They just. So I try to beat them to the first hurdle. That was my race. If I beat you to the first hurdle, you're in trouble.
Yep. Then you ain't got to worry about all that mess. You're exactly right.
So that was my 8 steps to the hurdle and 3 in between kind of thing. That's how we ran. That's how I ran. Man, it has been a pleasure. And I'm hoping.
When I was in high school.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
When I was in high school, believe it or not, I took 7 steps to the first hurdle.
Did you?
Yes. And when I got to college, Coach Tellez switched me to 8 steps to the first hurdle.
You could have stayed 7 and probably ran 13 flat. I'll guarantee you that.
As I look back on it, that's what I think as well.
You would have broken 13 if you could do 7 and then you got to 7 to the tape.
Because with 7, it was just a flat out sprint for me to the first hurdle.
Oh wow!
When I went to 8, I had to shorten the last stride so that I didn't get too close.
Oh wow!
First, I had to switch which foot was forward in the blocks. So, imagine you've always started with your left foot forward in the blocks, and now you got to switch and put your right foot forward in the block. I
can't imagine unless I'm gonna hit that first hurdle with my left leg.
Yeah, so I had to switch.
You went from right leg to left leg?
No, I still stayed left leg, but I had to switch the which leg was up forward in the blocks. So I went from having my, what was it? Man, it's been so long. I don't remember which leg I had forward in the blocks anymore.
Wow. Do you are you left-handed?
7 steps to 8.
I'm
right-handed.
You are right-handed.
Right-handed, left leg lead. Yeah.
Oh man, no, I was always right leg over. But if they switched you, if you could get that right leg over with 7 steps, man, you'd been 2 feet in front of everybody by the second hurdle.
Yeah, my high school coach, we had the old center track, so it was real easy to see your takeoff mark because he was running in the centers.
Yeah.
And his thing was he used to time me over 1 hurdle, time me over 2 hurdles, time me over 3 hurdles, time me over 4, time me over 5.
Yeah.
And he had this chart that would extrapolate. Well, if you ran this time over the first hurdle, if you're able to maintain that all the way, this is what you would run. And yeah, there were some pretty good times in.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. That's good coaching until he told you to switch legs. Oh come on.
I switched when I got to college.
Wow. And you were still just as effective or more effective then with the switch?
After I got comfortable with it, yes.
More effective.
Yeah, well, as effective.
Okay. That's just different. Well, we're gonna have to get a chance to play some golf too, and I'll give you.
You're not taking my money though. I'm not gonna bet you no money.
No. That's a.
Since you took OJ money, I'm not gonna let you take my money.
That's.
So you let the cat out of the bag already.
No, that was a long cat time ago. That ain't today.
That cat had a good bag.
That ain't Say that ain't today. Everybody thinks I still play the way I used to play. Now, in '93, I started coaching, being a golf instructor, if you will. And I golf instructed over at Chi-Chi's, the academy, for over 10 years.
Wow.
All of a sudden, the senior tour came up, which is what I was waiting on to try to make. Then I got hit with diabetes. 2 years after that, I had to have open heart surgery.
Wow.
So I can't make it to the pro level like I was trying to do as a scratch golfer. Well, The next best thing is the Golf Channel came up with the Golf Channel AM Tour, something like this.
Right.
And I played that for 10 years, a decade. I won 10 titles, 10 trophies out there. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. I played for 10 years out there. I have 21 wins and 4 major championships in that decade.
That's nice.
And then,
congratulations, man. That's great.
Isn't that something? I said, now those are wins that they can't take it away from you. You did it.
Nope.
And then I got blood clots. I had blood clots in each leg that burst and went into the lungs. That was barely 2-3 years ago. So my golf game, I cry almost every time I go to play. Instead of shooting 74, I'll even take a 75, 68. Instead of doing that type of golf, I am hell-bent just to keep a score in the 80s.
Wow.
It's just diminished that much since 2002. So when you're a scratch guy like that and you watch what happens as it just year after year after year, it just starts to just... It's painful to an athlete, I can imagine.
Yeah.
'Cause that was my sport, and I tell you, I nearly cry, Clark. I nearly cry almost every single day. And I only play on Wednesdays and Fridays. I only play on Wednesdays and Fridays. pretty good, pretty good. And that's only part two. Yeah, we have one more to go after this, but let's just sit back and enjoy what he had to say. And you know me, B-Man will always tell you, put him like he own him and rock the baby.